We've all heard that our income is the average of the five closest people to us, but have we ever really given a lot of thought to why that might be? Hi, my name is Kathy Heath, and you can find me over at kathyheath.com. Earlier this week on our Mindset in the Morning call, Diane made a statement that really got me to thinking. She said, the difference between someone who wins and someone who just watches is their attitude. Their attitude. So when you stop and think about attitudes, apparently there's a mindset or a way of thinking or a way of being that leads to, one particular income or another, whether that be high or that be low. Several years ago, a close friend and I decided to start a morning mastermind group. We met every morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. There were, I guess, toward the end, there was probably about 9 or 10 of us that met every morning on the phone for an hour. And each of us took one day. My day was Wednesday. And on that day, we would share, some kind of, concept or training or whatever. As a matter of fact, back then, I went through an entire series on the 7 habits of highly successful people. Anyway, those of us who took part in that morning mastermind, as we called it, were all broke. We were all struggling. Several of the group members were facing foreclosure on their homes. A couple of the group members had already lost their homes and had moved back in with family, and those others in the group who weren't, facing the streets were having great difficulty doing things like keeping their lights on and keeping heat in the winter. So this little ragtag group of struggling network marketers met every day, and we, masterminded, and but the bottom line was we were all broke, and we were all listening to each other. Our attitudes were that we wanted to grow, we wanted to succeed, but we were listening to each other. Which brings me to the point that I'd like to make. Actually, it's a question I'd like to ask. Who are you listening to? Are you listening to somebody who has, the same income or maybe even less than you do? Are you listening to relatives who are telling you that what you're trying to do with a home business is never going to work? When you come across somebody who is in our industry and making more money than you, do you sit and listen and learn and absorb? Or do you put on some kind of I've got it all together act, or tell them, I'm going to do this or I'm doing that, and, adopt that grandiose persona? Who are you listening to? Have you sought out a mentor, a teacher, whether they're living or dead? I have several mentors who are no longer with us. Who are you listening to? What are you feeding your mind? Are you filling your mind with concepts and ideas that will help you grow, that will pull you to the next level? Or are you listening to people whose attitude is that of lack and not enough and negativity? Who are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you putting into your mind? Who are you listening to? I'd like to close by suggesting the next time someone crosses your path who is more successful than you, makes more money than you, has what you'd like to have in terms of what they've achieved, the next time you meet someone like that, or they cross your path for whatever reason, park your ego, open your mind, and listen. Listen for that nugget, that concept, that idea that's going to take you and your attitude to the next level. And you'll move from someone who just watches to someone who wins. Head on over to kathyheath.com and get on my mailing list. I send really helpful stuff out that can, help you move forward in your business. Until next time, take care.